Escape from Tarkov has a ton of different maps, and it can be pretty difficult as a new player trying to know where to start, where the heck you are. You can be totally lost your first couple weeks of trying to learn the game. There's no real tutorial for Tarkov. It's kind of throw you out there on your feet, and you have to figure out everything on your own. So I just want to go over some basic knowledge every Tarkov player should know about the maps. This will help you get better off on your feet. So to start off, first thing you're going to want to know on the maps, PMC spawns. Next, you're going to want to know the possible routes these PMCs are going to be taking. You also want to know where the scavs spawn, scab bosses, normal scavs. You're going to want to know where they spawn, where they hang out. Also, you're going to want to know where the high risk loot areas are. High risk areas, very contested areas. And then not last but not least, of course the exfils where you leave the maps after you've completed your task or filled up your backpack. So of course you guys can just Google search any of the maps in Tarkov and figure out, the PMC spawns and whatnot. I'll leave some links in the description for all of that. But let's take a map like customs and kind of break it down. What you're gonna expect on an average raid. So on customs, there is a total of 12 max players that can be in the raid, and there's like 20, 23 possible spawns. Not every spawn will have a player guaranteed, but let's take, for example, these three spawns. If anyone spawns there, generally they're gonna rush right towards the dormitories. So right off the bat, you can think to yourself, "Oh, I got this spawn. Dorms. There's already gonna be a couple people in there. If your quest is over there, you gotta be cautious." Or let's take Crack House for example. There's a couple spawns right next to the building, so if you don't get one of those spawns, then you can assume, oh, there's already people inside Crack House. They've probably already looted it. By the time I get there, they're either gonna be gone or they're gonna be still inside. So always gotta take into consideration where you spawn, where other people spawn. Also, a few other things that you'll learn over time, like a couple spots where people like to do Shooter Born in Heaven. So you can expect, oh, if they get this spawn, they're probably going to be sitting, right here trying to snipe me whenever I run across this area. So little things that you'll learn with time. But let's talk about the scav spawns here. You can also just look up a map for scav spawns on any of the maps. You can, if you need to kill scavs for quests, or if you just want to avoid those areas, you can know where they spawn. Also, offline raids are a really good way to learn these spawns. You can turn the scavs on offline. You won't have to worry about PMCs. You can just run around carelessly, figure out where the scavs spawn, where they hang out. Sometimes they walk away from the spawn and they'll be farther away, but you can learn that in the offline. The offline is a really good way to learn the maps as well. Personally, what I would recommend, if you play the map 5 or 10 times, you might make it out once or twice. Develop certain routes that work for you. Like for me, if I spawn over here, I'm gonna run over to gas station, loot the safe in gas station, then run, hit some hidden stashes, try to avoid people. Maybe I'll go to the dorms if I'm looking to fight some people. There's a bunch of safes there. I'll loot those as well. Maybe get into some PvP, and then out of dorms, go the least traveled path that works for me. Yeah, just develop your little routes, your little loot routes that work for you. Not every route will work for everyone. Not every route will work every raid. There are oddball areas where you'll catch a PMC. Normally you wouldn't see one. But yeah, just try to gain the experience slowly, enjoy it, develop routes, have fun most importantly.